What's going on, guys? No intro today, really. It's a somber day. It's a sad day because new rumors have come out about the Nintendo NX, and I'm just gonna say they look pretty disappointing, honestly. I think with these rumors, the NX will ultimately fail, but I'm gonna get into those rumors and discuss why I think the Nintendo NX is gonna fail after this information has been revealed. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So pretty much this new report from Eurogamer states that the NX will function as a higher powered handheld console with its own display, and it's supposedly going to have two detachable controllers that can be attached and detached as required, and then when you get home, the system can connect to your TV for gaming on the big screen. A base unit or dock station is used to connect the brain of the NX within the controller to display on your TV, and it's going to use a Tegra mobile processor. So just to go into the Tegra processor real quick, it's made by NVIDIA, and it's built with a specific function in mind, and that is to basically deliver a balance of performance and power efficiency in order to maintain the battery life and the life force of mobile gaming. And what this means is that the rumors that they were going to have an AMD powered console that'll beat the PS4 performance is just, it's not true. The NX will not be stronger than the PlayStation 4, and I'm not exactly sure where it'll stand in comparison to the Xbox One, but I don't think it's far-fetched to say that it'll be weaker than the Xbox One as well. Now, when it comes to game ports, the OpenGL games will port really well to the Tegra X1, but the DirectX ports, like say Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance or Resident Evil 5, they're not going to run that well on this new device. DirectX games are not going to run well on the NX, apparently, and this is disappointing because it kind of pretty much confirms that Nintendo is not going to have third-party support. That the power thing, as well as the fact that the rumor also states that they're going to use cartridges again, that pretty much confirms that Nintendo is again not looking for third-party support. And supposedly Nintendo's kind of pushing 32 gigabyte cartridges, I guess, which isn't really that much when you look at the size of games nowadays. So yeah, but they're also gonna they will be offering digital downloads, so I guess that's something. I should also note that with this, since they're using the Tegra technology, it should have really no problem coping with existing virtual console emulation, but it's not going to run Wii U games. So the NX is most likely not going to be backwards compatible. And again, in terms of graphical comparisons to the current consoles, it's kind of difficult with the new device, with the nature of this device, because it's not something we've really seen before, to my knowledge. So yeah, but it's also been rumored that, or pretty much stated, that Nintendo's not chasing graphical parity, and they're pretty much sacrificing power to ensure that they can squeeze all of this technology into a handheld. But again, Nintendo's main issue is that their hardware holds back the potential of their games. Like, say, oh fuck, what the fuck is that game called? Xenoblade Chronicles X. You had enemies and shit rendering while rendering. You could see them visually rendering in the background while you were playing, and that's unacceptable at this state in the game. That's like PS2 type shit. That should not be happening in the current gen. So again, it's hard to say what resolution these games will run at. I think we'll see a combination of 1080p 30 to 720p 60 games. It's definitely not going above 1080p, and I think 1080p 60 games on this new device will be a rarity at best. So just to conclude, to close this video out, I think the Nintendo NX will be a failure in turn, when you compare it to, say, the Xbox or the PlayStation. Definitely when you compare it to the PlayStation, but it will be a failure. I think it will definitely do better than the Wii U because they're pretty much merging their handheld and console market. So a lot of the hardcore Nintendo console guys who are going to buy it regardless are going to buy it, and then a lot of the handheld guys are going to buy it too because a lot of people love Nintendo handhelds and a lot of kids too, and they're not going to just switch over to the PlayStation Vita or whatever because the Vita's garbage. So yeah, I think it'll do better than the NX. It'll probably do better than the GameCube, I think. Whether it does better than the Wii, it's pretty much not gonna. It's not gonna be better. It's not gonna sell better than the Wii. So I don't know. If I had to estimate total lifetime sales before their next console releases after the NX, I'd probably say final sales would be like 30 million at max. It'd be 40 million, but my guess is probably around 30 million. 30 million NX is sold. I think they'll top off at that. So yeah, it's pretty much a failure because when you compare it to the PlayStation 4, 3 years in its life cycle, it's at what 40 million, and 3 years in the Xbox One's life cycle, it's at what like over 20 million. So yeah, when you compare it to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, it's going to be a failure. But I kind of think this is good for Nintendo's gaming portion because it's pretty much merging, like I said, both their console and their handheld markets. So yeah, but I don't know. When you look at it from a console perspective, it's not a good thing. But when you look at it from a handheld perspective, it's kind of a great thing. So yeah, I will not be buying the NX though. It's Nintendo. With this, Nintendo is dead in my eyes. Or they're not dead in my eyes, I guess. I guess their gaming section is dead in my eyes because I have no interest in the handheld, and I want a console that can run games at minimum 1080p 60. And once I get these 1440p monitors up and running and get rid of this 1080p one, I'm not going to be interested in 1080p games anymore. So yeah, I have no interest in anything Nintendo anymore. I will not be making any more Nintendo videos. So yeah, rest in peace Nintendo. It's been a fun ride with the GameCube, Game Boy Color, SP, DS, but it's time for me to move on. So yeah, like, dislike, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. And before I close the video out, quick side note, this is just my opinion and my prediction. I could be 100% wrong. I just play fucking video games, so what do I know? But yeah, it's just my prediction. Don't get butthurt or offended. I'm just looking at it from a console perspective, and for a console to succeed, it needs to sell to casual gamers, and I don't think casual console gamers are going to be interested in the NX. So yeah, it might sell. It will sell to the handheld market because Nintendo has always dominated the handheld market. But in terms of the console market, I don't think it's going to do well. So when I say 30 million sales, 30 or 40 million sales, that's like 10 million from the hardcore Nintendo console guys, and then another 30 million from the handheld guys. So I think that's at best what you're looking at. At worst, probably I'd say 20 million overall sales. But I don't think I think the Wii U was the lowest point for Nintendo's consoles. So I don't think it'll get any lower than that. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later.